All right, here we are. So sorry for the long delay today. Oh my God, there were so many technical issues, but I am so happy to be here with you guys. My name is Michael, and this is another live Happy English lesson coming to you from New York. It is live. It is Friday. It is March 3rd. And even though the temperature here in New York has been really, really warm the last few days, the temperature today is about 0 or -1, and it's cold. It's really, really cold. How's the weather by you guys today? Yeah, really cold. We have a lot of things to talk about today, and I know that it's late, and I'm sorry that it's so late, but I'm glad that you guys could join me here. I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see who's here. Alex, Mohammed, and Majid. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a live lesson. This is the 53rd live lesson this year. 53, folks. Keep them coming. All right. We have a lot of things to cover today. Hello, Nilton. Hello, everyone who's on Periscope right now. This is on YouTube and Periscope. I'm trying new technology, which is part of the reason for all the delays. But hello, Periscope. Thanks for joining me there. All right, we have a lot of things to cover today. Yalchin is here on Periscope. Hello, Yalchin. Hello, Virginia. Yes, I'm sorry. I know you're waiting for me, but I'm sorry I'm late, but here I am. Haha. Let's get going. All right. If you're joining me for the first time, you can always go to myhappyenglish.com. You can find lots of free lessons there, and also sign up for the mailing list, and I'll send you English lessons and the study guide for these live lessons for free. That's right. Totally free. For you. Just for you. From me. For today's English lesson, today's live English lesson, we've got 3 things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about using to and for to talk about the purpose of something. Then we're going to look at using ever and never. A lot of people, a lot of students and learners get confused between how to use ever and never. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about some phrases that use turn. And that's what I've got planned for today. So let's get to it. You can use to and for to talk about the purpose for doing something. For example, go there. Well, I could say, I went to the deli to buy lunch. I went to the deli to buy lunch. And after to comes a base verb. So why did you go? I went to buy lunch. I went there to buy coffee. I know that might sound very strange to a lot of you. Michael drinks coffee? Yes, he does. So, I went to the park to play tennis. So, you can do something, or I could say, I walked to the station to catch the train. So we used a to verb to explain why we did something. It's also possible to use for plus a noun. I went to the deli for a sandwich. I went to the stadium for the game. Or I went to Jack's house for a party. Just be careful of one point, and that is after for, in this kind of a sentence, we don't usually use a gerund. The gerund, as you know, is the ing verb. So, I went to the deli for buying coffee. That doesn't work. If you want to talk about an action, you should use the verb. I went to the deli to buy coffee, or I went to the deli for coffee, but you can't say, I went to the deli for buying coffee. And that is the key point here, all right? So that's how we use to and for. Now, Have you ever been to New York? Have you? Why don't you leave a comment and let us know? Have you ever? We generally use ever in a question. So if the answer is yes, hey, have you ever been to New York? And the answer is yes, you could say, yeah, yes, I have. Or yeah, I have been there many times. Or I've been there twice a year. I go there twice a year, sorry. See, now you know it's live when the teacher makes a mistake. But you can't say, yes, I have ever been there. And I hear a lot of people say that, but it doesn't work in English. Have you ever been to New York? Yes, I have. Or, yes, I have been there a few times. That's great. I have ever been there. It doesn't work. Okay? So please just use ever in the question. Have you ever been to New York? No, I've never been there. No, I have never been there. Or I've never been there. So never we would use in a negative sentence like that. I have never been there. No, I have never been there. And I don't know if you guys know this, but never, the word never, N-E-V-E-R, used to be two words, not and ever. And if you look at the spelling, it's an N plus ever. The N comes from not ever. So a couple of 100 years ago, people would say, oh, hello there, sir. Have you ever been to New York? And then the person would say, no, I have not ever been there. I have not ever been there. And then they thought, I have not ever. Why don't we just get rid of the ot? Take away the ot, and we'll put an N, and we'll make it never. So never means not ever. So I have not ever been there sounds like 300 years ago English. 300 years ago English. I've never been there, okay? Or I have been there a few times. You can say that, but please don't say I have ever been there, okay? That's the key point there. All right, I want to jump over here to the comments and just say hello to people who've just joined us. Hussein, hello. Rohile, hello. And Anderson, thank you so much. Anderson Silva, for joining us today. It is Friday. It's the weekend. Do you guys have any weekend plans coming up? Anything exciting that you're doing this weekend? Why don't you leave a comment and let us know? All right, we have one more point that we're going to talk about today for today's English lesson, which is some phrases with turn. The first one is, Jack turned up late for work again, and the boss was really upset. Jack turned up late. What does that mean? Well, turn up means arrive. Jack turned up late for work means he arrived late for work. And we generally use turn up when the situation is kind of a negative situation. For example, I waited 25 minutes. Finally, the train turned up. Okay? So it has the nuance that somebody or something arrived, but it was late. Okay? Sometimes if my students come late here to Happy English, I say, hey, thanks for turning up. Kind of sarcastic. All right, that's turn up. How about in your town? Do the trains and buses generally turn up late or turn up on time? Oh my God, it's time for 6 o'clock construction a half hour early. The next one is turn down. Jane turned me down for a date. I've asked her many times, but she always turns me down. If somebody turns you down, it means you've been rejected. So Jane turned me down for a date means I asked her for a date, but she said no. Michael has no luck. The last one is take turns. We take turns cooking. If you have a friend and or a roommate and you guys, you cook today, he cooks tomorrow, and then you cook the next day and he cooks the next day, you can say we take turns cooking. You do something and then somebody else does it the next day, somebody else does it the next day. That's take turns. How about you guys? Do you take turns with anyone? Why don't you leave a comment and let us know? All right, that is what I wanted to cover for today's English lesson. So sorry for the delay in getting started today. If you joined us late, I would like to just recap. We talked about using turn. We take turns cooking means I do it today, she does it tomorrow, like that. I do it the next day, she does it the next day after that. Jane turned me down for a date. She rejected me. Oh. Jack turned up late for work. It means he came late. Then, using ever and never. Have you ever been to New York? Yes, I have, many times. I have never been to New York. Please be careful and don't use ever in a positive sentence. If you say, I have ever been to New York, it sounds kind of weird. And then we talked about using to and for to talk about purpose. I went to the deli to buy lunch, or I went to the deli for lunch. But you can't say, I went to the deli for buying lunch. It's grammatically correct, but it's strange. And that, my friends, is our free live English lesson today. The next live English lesson will be tomorrow morning, Saturday morning in New York, March 4th, 6:30 a.m. for all of the early birds in North America and South America. That would be 12:30 p.m. for you guys in Europe. That would be 2:30 p.m. for you guys in the Middle East, I believe. And it would be 8:30 p.m. for you guys in Asia. That's tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. for the early birds, New York time, for the next live English lesson. Hey, don't forget, go to myhappyenglish.com, click members, and you can sign up for the free mailing list to get English lessons in your email box. How cool is that? All right, that is the end of today's English lesson. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time right here at Happy English. Bye, guys.